Gibson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Washington football team and the New York Giants. From the 6. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
On first down, it's Smith. And he'll find Gibson here complete. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Throwing on third down, Smith. And he'll get this to Antonio Gibson complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
To Antonio Gibson.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
He was brought down by Blake Martinez.
The numbers for him from a week ago.
It's a gain of
12 carries, 56 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard on the play. And it's third down.
To throw on third down, Smith. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Dalvin Tomlinson drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up fourth down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot the last couple of games.
At their own 38-yard line.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 38.
Let's go.
And right away, he'll look to throw. It's brought in left side by Tate.
Jones
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
A gain of 5.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
That's good.
That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
1st and 10 at the
there's plenty of real estate for him to
line.
maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Jones throw.
Have some of this. Have some of this.
Big gain, but a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball to their territory.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here.
The ball carrier.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
It's a gain of 3. First down, Washington.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
The ball carrier.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Complete to Antonio Gibson.
We're scoreless after
That's
1.
the end of the first quarter with no score.
They'll run on first down. It's Gibson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
The tackle made
now,
by
Brandon,
Dexter
that's
Lawrence.
the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Terry McLaurin.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a first down.
First down, Washington.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54.
On first down, Gibson. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 2nd down, it's Gibson. He'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Antonio Gibson, the ball carrier.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Steven Sims.
They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
Washington.
Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
Watch the out. Watch it.
Throwing is Smith. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Pass.
The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a first down.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
That was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
The ball carrier.
Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. 2 straight shots on the ground, now on 3rd. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Giants take over 1st and 10.
All right, let's discuss Dion Lewis as he gets set to go again. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. they're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
47-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
He's crashing. He's checking.
From the gun, Jones. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Jones on the keeper.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
And he's going to have a first down, and they get into field goal range here at the 29. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. As the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Not today, you are. Not today. Go, Chats. Go, Chats.
Now Jones on first down. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down.
Jones,
but they'll get it back.
Intended for Dion Lewis.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Here I come again. Mike 55, Mike 55.
Jones now throwing again. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis.
Jones pass.
The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. Now Lewis. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will take it all in for a Giant touchdown. Sterling Shepard, as the first half is winding down. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
Graham Gano on
a nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From the 6. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Takes over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
So thanks to the... There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go.
With the score all tied.
Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. Here's Dante Pettis on the return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front, or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Now Lewis here on first down. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
First and 10.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Throwing on first down, Jones. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Now left side on the swing pass. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That catch good for only a couple. Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 9-yard line.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. This will be caught at about the 6. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Strong coverage by Washington, and now 4th down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
21-yard attempt.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. They don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. First possession of the second half now for Washington. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Let's go, let's go. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Get in the way, brother. Get in the way.
From the gun, here's Smith. That one caught by Gibson. And he'll be out right at the 35.
Complete to
Just about every
Antonio
quarterback
Gibson.
is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
The open man is Smith. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
First down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Stop shy of the 45 despite some powerful running. Blake Martinez, 2nd in the league in tackles last year, gets another there.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Smith hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 37. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21
So the drive
yards.
takes him into Giants territory now. First and 10 at the 37-yard line. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
He's
Well,
taken
on every
down
play
at
call,
the
you realize he's
33-yard
not
line.
going to go for a touchdown.
4
So a lot
yards
of your
on the
calls
pickup.
are setting things
Second
up for
and
maybe
6.
later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter
That's
later.
the
And let's
end of
face
the
it,
third
you could do
quarter
worse than a
with the
4-yard
score,
run on
Giants
first down.
10, Washington
Welcome back now
7.
here in East Rutherford. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Gibson.
Washington on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
Carried by the fullback.
Football's such a game of tendencies,
He was
down and
tackled at the
distance, and on
27-yard
3rd and
line.
inches, 3rd and
2
1.
yards
You
on
think
the
of it,
play.
the fullback's probably going to get the ball,
First
but when you
down,
get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field.
Intended for Taylor
That'll bring up
Gabriel.
2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Hey, watch Sam. Check right.
To throw again. Smith off to Thomas on the left side. That'll
Smith's
leave them with a
pass.
3rd and 2
Complete to
coming up. They
Logan
got
Thomas.
8 yards there. Washington
A gain of
on
8
3rd
yards.
down. They have been
And it's
superb.
3rd
5 for 6 to
down.
this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Drop deep.
Open man is Sims. He's got it. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's
Complete to
tackled
Steven
right at the
Sims.
10.
First and goal.
Some good games
Washington.
going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Smith. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he's going to be brought down
Smith's
just shy of the
complete
5
to
at the
Logan
6.
Thomas.
3 yards the gain
A
there,
gain of
2nd
3
down.
brings up 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Again, Smith.
Get that quarterback.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants
Bradbury.
touchdown.
Touchdown, Giants.
Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's
Graham
in the air.
Gano on
They
40
treat it like
extra
they're
point.
the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
It's good to make it
The
17-7.
kick is
So the
good.
defense creating some points,
Makes
not
the
only
score
getting the
Giants
interception,
17,
but then returning it to the end
Washington
zone for the
7.
pick 6.
Graham Gano set to kick off.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Roman on the return. Washington takes over 1st and 10. At their own
Look at Washington
29-yard
as they
line.
come onto the field. And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Now here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
To Terry
An excellent
McLaurin.
way to start the drive there.
A gain
18
of
yards.
18 on the play.
A big hitter to
And
start
the
the drive
Washington
has him
first
up near
down.
midfield here for 1st and 10. A good start there on this fourth quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time. All right, it's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, jump plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
31 yards.
Getting it to him in
First
space
down,
pays off big
Washington.
time. That winds up going for 31. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Mike's by 4. Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Hey.
Smith on 1st down. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. They'll contain him to just 4.
Complete to
2nd down.
Taylor Gabriel.
Smith trying to get him to the line quickly with the clock rolling. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Dexter Lawrence in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And Hopkins' kick is good.
The kick is
And
good.
they're back within a touchdown. It's 17 to 10.
17.
So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position with all 3 timeouts. I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Lewis. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. On 3rd down, it's Lewis. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45.
54, right there, 54.
Now it's Smith. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Smith
Counting down at 30 seconds remaining. So
Stevenson.
call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our
Smith's
ball.
pass.
They don't care if it
Complete
was
to
luck or
Antonio
skill.
Gibson.
Or the panic that jumps up in your
He
chest
steps out of
when that
bounds
ball's
behind
on the
the line of
ground.
scrimmage.
Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. It's our time. It's our time.
To Gabriel, middle of the field. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. One last throw here for Smith. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
Giants 17.
Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough trying to drop a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run a couple more plays and maybe get closer and take that last shot into the end zone.
So for the Giants,